So approaching this intersection here, we always want to slowly creep forward. Treat it like it's a two-way stop sign, right? When coming out of a driveway, you just gotta double check, no pedestrians, and then no cars, and then you can come out. I'm gonna take this left turn over here. Always gotta look over your shoulders, just in case if there's any cyclists. And then always use two hands on the wheel, okay? I know sometimes experienced drivers, they might have a habit of just using one hand. It's always recommended, especially during the drive test, to use two hands on the wheel, usually 10 and 2. And then when approaching a left turn, if there's cars ahead of me turning left, I usually try to stay behind the crosswalk. Just because in the event if you don't make the light, then you're not on the crosswalk. So you see how there's two cars ahead of me? I might not make this light, so I'm just gonna stay behind. Okay, there's a break in traffic. I can make it. Let's go. I usually turn into either the lane that's closest to me or one of the center lanes. I never turn into the lane that's furthest away because there might be people making a right turn. I'm gonna lane change. Always look over your shoulders. Always lane change one lane at a time. Never lane change in the middle of the intersection. Okay, we're gonna take this left turn ahead. And then always stop behind the first line. Sometimes there's like a line right before the crosswalk. Always stop behind the first line. And then this intersection in particular in San Francisco, don't get it confused. Sometimes cars will think they have the green light going straight and then they're just gonna turn, but you cannot turn at a red arrow here. Green arrows are always your best friend. You don't have to worry about pedestrians. You don't have to worry about traffic. You just make the turn. Like I said, always end in the middle, in the lane closest to you or in the center lane. Doesn't really matter. We'll take this left here. So when approaching unprotected left turns, you always gotta inch forward, okay? Prepare for your turn while watching pedestrians. And then once there's a break in traffic, you always leave your wheel straight too. In the event if someone hits you from behind, you don't swerve into traffic, right? Okay. I'm gonna get ready. Either I wait for a break in traffic or I wait for the yellow light. Break in traffic, I'm gonna turn. All right. And then always make sure to keep your speed limits, you know? 30 speed limit right here. Never go above it, okay? It's always good to stay within about 5-mile buffer. So if, for example, if this street here is 30 miles per hour, you want to generally be around 25 to 30. Never over it, and don't drive, you know, too slow because you'll get marked down, but driving too fast, you'll get marked down as well. Continue straight here. At the end of the panhandle here, it's gonna get reduced down to 25 speed limit. So you guys can see, only the two streets that touches the panhandle, and the panhandle is right over here, all these trees here. So right now, the speed goes down to 25. I'm gonna lane change over to the right. I'm gonna wait, there's a car here. Signal, look over shoulders, and then lane change. Over here in particular, you cannot turn right at a red light. It's Broderick and Oak Street. You cannot turn right on red. Same thing with the one following. This street here, you cannot turn right on red. But I'm gonna be entering the bicycle lane. You have to look over your shoulders. If you don't, it's a critical error. And then I gotta take this right turn because it's a green light. Double check, no pedestrians, make the turn. And then always slow and smooth stops, okay? Because for every hard stop that you do, it's considered a minor error. Things like if you forget to signal, it's a minor error. If you sometimes forget to look over your shoulders, it's a minor error. Unless if it's a lane change into a bicycle lane, that's a critical error, okay? So be sure you guys don't do that. And then you get up to 15 minor errors total. That's barely passing, but all you need is, you know, more than 15 minor errors, or if you do one critical error, that's all it takes. Critical errors are things like hitting the curb, if you hit a person or an object, if you do a lane violation, right? Always stay in your lanes, right? Things like this right here. It's 2 lanes that I'm gonna veer to the left. Always stay in your lane, or else it's a critical error. I got a lane change over. I'm actually not gonna lane change. This here, it's indicating that my lane is gonna end, right? You will see that sign that says my lane is gonna end. So up ahead, I need a lane change and I need to look over my shoulder. So right here, I'm gonna start signaling because my lane is ending. I have to look over my shoulders. If I don't, it's a critical error and I will fail automatically if I don't do that.